Guys, welcome to the 12th. That is 3 months in a row to the Journey for Greatness podcast. We got an awesome topic today that me and Tommy, boy, we're jacked up about. We're fired up. We were actually just talking before we hopped on here, and we're both we want to run through a wall right now. We're ready to go.
Just destroy it. Destroy it.
That's it. Oh boy, let's go. We want to talk about today building confidence. And if you're out there and you're listening to this, and at one point you think you didn't have trouble building, or you don't have trouble building, maybe you thought you didn't, but at one point in your life, everybody, I feel like, has trouble building confidence. So it's definitely a topic that, a lot of people can relate to. So I think Tom was actually the one that was like, listen, we got to talk about this. Because he has an interesting story, so I want you to start off. Go ahead.
Yeah, so last night, I just to bring it back to episode, I don't even know what episode. It was like, I don't know. It was when we first got the snowball mics, like maybe 5 or 6 episode. And I told a story about how I was Ubering, and I Uber drove some guy from the airport over to this place called Albemarle, and then I went to this little Tokyo place and met the owner of the restaurant and this and that. Well, long story short, the owner of that, she has 3 like hibachi like sushi places. So I know her. She references me to that, which I also reference on the podcast. Girl by the name of Jasmine, who's a software. I think she's like a software IT developer or whatever.
So just to cut you. Oh wait a minute,
yeah.
This isn't her. Are you talking about the girl that owns the restaurants right now?
Yeah, her name is Han. Yep.
So just to kind of cut you off, we're actually at some point in the near future we're gonna get Han on here. We're gonna talk to Han. Me and Tom have been talking about this. We want to get people on this podcast at some point. So we're going to bring Han on here so you'll be able to hear her story.
Yeah, and she was like, of course I'll go on your podcast. So we just got to nail down a time and opportunity for her to get on here. But she's awesome. Like, she is really so anyway, she referred me to this girl, Jasmine, who I ended up giving a ride to. And Jasmine and I have kept in touch. And weirdly enough, she's, presented something to me in terms of, I can't really, say anything crazy right now, but, potentially in the works for another business, partnership opportunity. And I don't know, man, it's just, it's weird how the world works. We laugh about it, how it, you never know who who's going to connect you with who, but dude, it happens. And I guarantee everybody listening to this podcast has some story that they have about meeting a random person that ends up becoming, whether it be a business partner or maybe just, whatever, getting a job. And we've both, told our stories, but, and how this revolves back to the topic of today. I was hanging out with them last night. So Jasmine and Han ended up helping Han get a ride back to her place in Albemarle. And we had like a 50-minute drive. So her and I, and she had a friend with her. Her friend was passed out in the back. And Han and I were just like talking, like it was like one of our conversations on the podcast. We were just going back and forth. I was telling her some of the background that I've had, with kind of, because she didn't know a whole lot about me. So I was kind of just talking about my background. And then she was telling me about kind of her path and journey and how she really likes like self-help books and how she like, she used to just read and read and read. Like, she doesn't as much anymore because she's so damn busy with the restaurants and all that. But like, she really built a foundation of like reading self-help books. And she said it was like her kind of her happy place, right? Like, we're always barraged, I feel like, with, the negativity and the people trying to bring you down. And like, she said that reading those books and I've certainly done it in the past, it does. It gives you that kind of, kick in the ass sometimes to feel better, and so I know personally I've gotten away from that the last like probably 2 years. I used to have a dedicated habit, dude. I used to read every day for 30 minutes, whether, self-help book or personal development book. And I just got away from it for whatever reason. And so she like, dude, she was awesome. She's like, but at the end of the conversation, she's like, wow, like you kind of like aren't sure what you want to do with your life. Like I think you need to work on your confidence. Like I think you need to kind of, just keep building up your self-confidence. Like I don't really see myself as not a confident guy, but there are a lot of things that I'm self-conscious about that I feel like kind of undermine my confidence. And I don't know, she may have just like read that, she almost like read through me and read through my mind. And I was like, well, fuck, you're kind of right. Like I could definitely be more confident, not only in business, but, obviously meeting girls and this and that. Like, I feel like I have the ability to be more confident than I am right now. And she's like, you just got to keep, not only feeding your mind with like these books and, trying to, but also get out of your comfort zone. Like we were talking about a YouTube channel and like coming up with a kind of like a branded YouTube channel and documenting my journey and say, listen, I'm not confident right now. Like I'm not really confident right now. And here's my journey, like going through, and I don't know if she listened to Gary Vaynerchuk, but dude, it was so funny. She's talking about like documenting, and I'm like, you listen to Gary Vaynerchuk? I really don't think she does. But yeah, she's like, you should document how you become more confident, and I feel like people could relate to that. So yeah, that's kind of the roundabout story of how this idea, and because I'm kind of struggling with that right now, and I know you're pretty, I watch your videos. I feel like you're pretty comfortable in your skin. You're confident.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. Is what I do a lot of the times is, all right, I put myself in uncomfortable situations on purpose. So, because here's my whole thing is, at the end of the day, Tom, I've told this to people, all right, I want to be on a stage. This is my dream. So if you're listening to this and you don't get it, that's fine. I don't expect you to get it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I want to be on a stage in front of 85,000 people, jacking them up, motivating them. That's my long-term goal. And I want to keep in the strength and conditioning world too. Like I'd love to keep in that too.
Yep.
So I try to put myself in uncomfortable positions on purpose. And people kind of look at me like, why are you doing that? But I do it for the future, because the more I feel like, I know the more and more you do something and it's uncomfortable to you, the better and better you get at it. And obviously the better and better you get at it, okay, you excel at it, and then and people will see that, So, I mean, I feel like, but you said something interesting when you were kind of just talking, and I feel like we're talking about confidence today. Man, everybody. Next time, if you can do this, I do this as much as I can. If you see two people talking, right? Sit there and pretend like you're not, but listen to the conversation. Because I feel like a lot of people, when you talk to somebody about something, or like when you bring something up that you're excited about, right away, people bring it down. People find a way to bring it down. So, and I feel like that's everywhere around the world. I don't know why. I don't have the magic answer, but I feel like when somebody has something to say and they're happy about, or they're kind of just like for example, I don't know, like, oh, I just got into Brown. They're like, oh, like, you didn't get into Yale? Like, really? Like, I thought you'd get into, like, really? Seriously? And then you're like saying to yourself, you fucking kidding me right now, buddy? Like it's kind of like, look it, I got into Brown, like, so it's just so, there's, people just try to friggin' bring you down. And I honestly don't think they try to do it on purpose. I don't know what it is. I can't explain it. I can't. But it's I just feel like that's what happens. You say something, you're happy about it, you're excited. I don't know, you just won something, and someone's like, oh, well, like, like I would have expected you to win. I can't explain it, and I don't think people mean to do it. I almost feel like it's become a part of our culture, but people bring people down all the time. And I don't even know if they realize it. Happens all the time.
Well, no,
all
and
the time.
dude, I honestly totally get. I know the exact examples what you're talking about, and I've walked through those experiences where people, I mean, even today, like I was joking, my buddy. I know this sounds funny, but like we were playing we played street hockey this morning, and he took his shoes off. He's like, dude, man, I got some long toenails. I was like, dude, you gotta get a fucking pedigree or whatever you call it, manicure, pedicure, whatever that is. And like, I'm not gonna be shamed. Like, I've got one before, but he like busted my balls. He's like, dude, like you're, oh yeah, like you can't even afford groceries, and you're going out and doing that. I'm like, dude, that was like years ago. You know what I mean? So it's like, you're just kind of certain little aspects of interactions with people. I feel like you can either take it to heart, or you can basically just say whatever, and not worry about what somebody's saying, And I think a lot of times I've personally taking a lot of like those little jokes that I've taken them, to heart or personally, and it's hard not to if you, I don't know, it's hard not to take them personally, you know what I mean? Especially when somebody's knocking you down.
I agree. I 100% agree with that. And I think one of the things that and I'm really sorry to be this foul, but I just have to say this, okay? Because I really feel as though one of the things you have to do when people say stuff to you or, bring you down in a negative way, you have to not give a flying fuck about their opinion. At the end of the day, you have to it has to be like, I don't give a shit what you're saying, and you just move on. It's just like, it happens so often, I feel, that people just get brought down, that it's almost not a norm for people to be like walking around with a smile. I mean, it's so funny. Like some girl
I know exactly
at my work the other day. Some girl at my work the other day is like, Eric, like you're always so like happy. Like, it's like, I said to her, well, shit, I'm fucking alive. Yeah, I'm happy. Like, I could be 6 feet under in a friggin', in the graveyard right now, but I'm alive. And whatever I'm going through, whether it's negative, whether it's positive, whether it's whatever, fact of the matter is I'm alive. You got to look at it like that. You're alive, and you're going through your journey. So, I think you have to, and everyone does it differently, so I can't tell you how to do it. But everyone's got to try and, I think, build thick skin and not really give a flying F what people say. Because I tell you right now, and again, these are all just my opinions, but if you can train your mind to not give a flying shit what other people say, let me tell you something, man. Like,
you're bulletproof.
Not only is your,
like, you really,
not only, dude, 100%. Not only is your self-confidence gonna go up, but like, you're gonna be much happier. I'm telling you, man. Like, that is like, you have to find a way to not give a fuck what people say about you. It's so funny, like when we're younger, right?
Dude,
like,
it's so hard. Dude, I've always had this and not until recently have I really, really, really tried to not care, and keep doing our thing, keep recording our podcast, try to keep getting back in shape, all these little things. And it's like making decisions that, like I said, getting out of racing, like making things work for my life, and I feel like every little step that you take just gets you closer to that. And I'm not going to, I had another thought when I was talking with Han, is like, she's like, as much time as you spend thinking about, am I saying the wrong thing, or, oh, I don't look good, or this or that, all that energy you spend like doing that, like for you, like you're up in front of somebody, and you're talking to a group of people, as much as you're thinking, am I saying the wrong thing or am I doing a good job? Like, those people that are watching you are probably thinking, wow, like, they're thinking about themselves, you know? Like, they're not really, like, they may be thinking about you, but chances are people are too concerned with what is going on in their life or what they're worrying about or, you know, whatever, you know? So I think we spend so much time analyzing ourselves and thinking about what we're doing wrong or this or that. And I'm just talking, I guess, from a personal experience that, man, people probably aren't even taking the time to think about you. So maybe you just got to kind of take that in perspective and just say, listen, like, don't worry about even what if I'm doing things wrong or if I'm doing them right. Like, just kind of keep going through and trying to do the best that you can.
Man, and it's hard because you want to know something? You, like, the people that are dearest to your heart, your brothers, your, you know, cousin, your mother, your father, your aunt, like, those people dearest to you are sometimes, too, the people that are, like, you know, really hurting your confidence. So what I'm basically trying to tell you is, dude, like, nobody's safe in your life from trying to, you know, bring your confidence down. And again, they may not think they're doing it. You know, perfect example is like, let's say I tell someone, oh yeah, you know, I'm doing a podcast with my buddy, me and Tom. You know, we're just kind of documenting, we're talking about, you know, our daily experiences and our thoughts and stuff like that. Trying to motivate people, you know. And they're like, oh, like, you're not making any money off that. Like, so, like, why? Like, but they think they're looking out for me because they want me to make money off it. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But at the end of the day, it's negative. But to me, I basically, in the back of my mind, kind of what I trained myself to do is, and again, this is what I do. I basically put that in a little vault and I use that later when, like, I get tired, you know, or like I kind of have a little bit of a memory vault where people say shit. So then, like, next time I see them, you know, maybe, like, I don't know, not next time, but maybe, like, you know, maybe 5, 6, 7, 8. And I actually talked about this on my page yesterday, but I see them, I look them directly in the eye with a big smile, like, how you doing? And they have to look away because of the shit they said, and they're kind of embarrassed of what they said, and, you know, so I kind of, and everyone has their own little ways, but that's what I do, is I keep a nice vault in my head, and I friggin' remember what they say, and I put it in the vault, and I lock it the fuck up.
I like it, dude. That's actually awesome, yeah. And I think a lot of times, like, I even look at myself, too, like, either, like, things that I'm self-conscious, and I'm just going to get real, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I feel like there's certain things that, you know, whether it's I got a big nose or I got, like, big eye, you know, there's, like, things that...
Oh, kid, you're Italian. We all got
that. Oh,
you
know what I mean? Like, there's things that, you know, you
kidding.
get kind of, you're like, I don't know, like, but then it, like, I really, like, I don't know, fucking this conversation with Han, like, she's like, she was, like, seeing in me, she's like, you're a good-looking guy, like, you're, you know, like, she's just, like, pumping me up and this and that, and I'm like, yeah, like, you're right, you know, I am a good-looking guy, you know what I mean? She's like, maybe you just gotta, like, stand in the mirror and just be like, damn, you're good-looking, you know, as stupid as that sounds, like, just, like, pumping yourself up, because, you know, I mean, I don't know, you just gotta kind of build it from the ground up, and it's the same journey, like, I could be lacking self-confidence because I'm not making X amount of dollars a year, you know, like we've talked about, not about the money. So you erase that. You're like, no, it doesn't have to be about money. And, okay, well, I'm not confident because I got, you know, whatever. I'm not, like, 10% body fat like I was in college or something. You know, I don't know. I'm not happy, or I'm not confident because I don't have a girlfriend. You know, all these different things, man, it goes back to the negative seed that we talked about earlier. Like, it just keeps planting and letting that grow and grow and grow and grow. And then all of a sudden you're sitting there, holy shit, like, I'm not happy, I'm depressed. You know, so if you don't dig those things up, like we talked about in the earlier podcast, like, that's I feel like a direct relation to your confidence and your self-confidence. And I personally have felt it, you know? So, I don't know, something I'm really passionate about, trying to get to the bottom of, to really, get myself feeling like $1,000,000, where I'm just like, nothing's gonna hold me down from chasing my dreams. And even going back, like back in 2000, and I think it was 2009, I started I don't know do you remember that blog that I started? It was called Battle for My Dream.
Yes.
Yeah, so dude, I started that in 2009. That was fucking 8 years ago. I started a blog. I was like, why did I stop that? There's no reason to stop that. It was like, because I probably let somebody give me a hard time or this or that, say, oh, what's that stupid blog you're doing? Like, oh, you're just writing? Like, oh, that's stupid. Like, and then I stop it. And I was like, why did I stop that? So I wasn't confident in the fact that if I continue to do that for almost 8 years, who knows where the hell that could be, But not regretting it, but just looking back on different things.
But that's life. Like, think about it. If you didn't go through that, if you didn't go through what you did the other day, we wouldn't be talking about this right now, like self-confidence. So that's life, you learn from what happens and you take that with you and you keep going. I actually I have a great book reference, and the title's awesome. So I think a really good book, if people want to check it out, it's actually a New York Times bestseller. It's a really good book. I've just heard awesome things about it. I haven't read it yet. It is actually on my list after I read. I'm almost done with Gary Vander's Crush It. It's called, this is probably one of the best titles ever, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
I've heard of that. I haven't read it either. I think Reader told me about that book, actually. Who is that? Okay. Who's the author?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I just, oh, wait a minute. Mark Manson.
Yeah, Mark Manson, yep.
Mark Manson. So, that's just kind of like a good book reference. I'm pretty, people have told me about that, so I'm pretty sure that's what that book's about, too. It's just not giving a shit what people say, man. Like, at the end of the day, you want to give, like, it's funny, there's just some stuff you just can't give a shit about. Like, for example, okay, you can't give a shit what people think about what kind of car you're driving. You can't give a shit what people think about what you look like. You can't give a shit about what people think, in the negative way. But it's funny because we're trained to give a whole lot of shits about our family, about money, about a lot of things. Mm-hmm. So you kind of have to train yourself the things you really need to give a shit about, but then things that you shouldn't give a shit about. That's not easy.
No, it isn't.
No, like, because I mean, that's hard, like, all right, I really shouldn't give a shit about what kind of car I'm driving. As long as I'm driving a car and it's getting me from A to B, it's like, whatever, I really shouldn't give a shit about what old Sally thinks about me over there, because I know I'm a friggin' GQ model if I wanted to be. Like, if you don't want to talk to me, if she don't want to talk to me, hey, that's fine, like, whatever. I'm going to move on. So, and then different people, it's different for some people, some people, want to give a shit about some things that other people wouldn't. So I almost feel like it's almost directed towards you. But a lot of the things, like, for example, you should give a shit about your family.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, about the health of your family, all that stuff. So I feel like that's a big thing. You have to train yourself to give a shit about certain things and to not give a shit about certain things. So that's
I like it, and I think when I just sit here at my current state, kind of current state of the union, so to speak, and obviously I've been doing, this is the 4th week of the whole life insurance, New York life thing, and dude, like, I'm still at a point where my mind is not 100%, like, I'm not 100% certain, like, which sucks, but I'm just being real, that it's my long-term whatever, like, dream career, or like great career, or like lifelong career, so it's like, that sucks too. It's like the practicality of, and that I think chips away at your confidence when you're not 100% on what you're doing with your life, and that can weigh on how you feel about yourself. And I'm just kind of talking from out loud because that's the way I feel. Like I'm in this career. Like, yeah, it's great. Like, I know there's great money to be had, and like, and but there's that element of, yeah, I hate, I'm not a big cold caller. Like, I hate just calling up random people and, like, saying, hey, this is what I do. Like, I know that's part of the hustle, but, it just doesn't feel like it's me, So.
Well, listen to this, actually, and this may be off topic, but I want to say this. So, sometimes I feel like, look, you got to love what you do, but you might have to go through some shit and do some shit that you don't want to do.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I was actually up this morning at 4:15, 4:30. I was helping a kid work out because he didn't get all of his workouts in because of July 4th break. But I was talking to him, and he's interning somewhere. He's still in college, and he told me, he's like, do you know it? Like, now, just think about this. This is kind of off topic, but like you want to talk about being successful. Listen to this, man. Listen to how crazy this is, right? He told me Goldman & Sachs, Charles Schwab's, all the big companies in Boston. And you got me thinking about this because she's talking about, grinding and doing stuff you don't want to do. All have a rule that by 12 o'clock at night, you have to be out of the office. Can you believe that? That, like, these people are willing to stay there till 12 o'clock at night to work. I was actually telling my brother, there was a person, I shit you not, Tom, there was a person who died because they worked too much. He was working till like 1 o'clock. He was doing this every day. This is insane. He was working till like 1 o'clock. He'd go home, take a cat nap, shower, and he'd go back to work. So that's a big reason why they kind of made this rule. 12 o'clock, you have to be out of the office. You can be back at 5. I don't know why I just said that, but I just thought I'd throw it out there. Like, insane. And think about it. Everyone knows Charles Schwab's. Everyone knows Goldman Sachs, So it's just like perfect example right there, right? Just working their absolute behinds off. But yeah, no, sorry, continue.
No, I just, like I say, it's just, that's crazy. I personally know that it's definitely that it's part of the business, and you have to hustle because it's 100% commission. Like, you're not getting that cush, salary where, hey, I'm getting 50, 100, whatever, 150 grand. You have to basically, eat what you kill, and so it can be hard. And for me, like I said, I'm not 100% certain it's for me, so that once again chips away at my self-confidence. And then also, like I said, the finance, there's a lot of things that are negative seeds that I have to be proactive about combating and making sure that I'm not letting those things get at me. And like, perfect example, dude, I love going to play street hockey. Like, in the morning, love running around, love playing street hockey. At the end of it, boom, I feel like $1 million because it's a fun thing. You're with a bunch of guys that are just having fun. Yeah, sometimes guys get, like, a guy got pissed off this morning, but, like, I don't know. I need to do more stuff like that. And I think that when you start to build your life and do things, and that's, I think, when you start to kind of develop that snowball, and you just start getting more confident, you get built into the community of where you're at, then you start meeting people. And who knows? That's when you maybe meet your girlfriend, or that's when you meet, your next business partner. So for me, it's been a weird rebuilding process because I was so gung ho about the racing thing, and then when you stop that, it was like, okay, well, damn, like, I've never really even been a part of Charlotte, so let me be a part of Charlotte and see what it's all about. So, but that's just a thought that I had, that it's easy to sit here and say I'm confident, but in the back of my mind, like, personally, I know I have a long way to go. And that's that's part of the documenting our journey, because whereas I feel like even with you, like, you feel great about your career, but you still have a long-term goal of being a speaker. So documenting that journey of, hey, where's my first speech? Like, where am I? Like, and you maybe being like, well, man, I don't know where I'm going to get my first speech, and, and not being sure about that. But then that's a negative seed. So digging that up and being like, all right, I just got to go find it, And then even like for me, okay, well, this might not be my career, but let's explore this opportunity with this girl, Jasmine. Let's see what these other things are out there. And then, that's part of the process of gaining that confidence that, yeah, you may not be exactly where you want to be at, but you know what? You're testing the waters, you're getting out there, and you're doing different things, and that all gives you data points to be like, all right, don't love that, don't like that, really, really like that, and then just, you just get to go, based off of experience rather than just like, I'm just going to stay in this job and then, let something come to me. Like, you need to be I'm just telling this to myself. I need to be more proactive in getting out and doing things and getting all those different data points where I'm like, okay, yep, definitely hate that. Or I really like that. Like, I love having the conversations like with you and I, and like entrepreneurial, and like how we're going to make this a business. And, I feel like that's my wheelhouse, but immediately, I gotta figure out a way to make money. So,
But see, that's the thing, is that's your wheelhouse. Well, guess what? That's where I suck. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So right there, boom. What am I not confident at? That right there. What you just said.
Yeah.
Money, like making building a business. Like, dude, I was just thinking when you were talking about being confident and stuff. Everybody, I don't give a shit who you are. Eric Thomas, Gary Vaynerchuk, like Les Brown, all the big speakers out there. Like, everybody is not confident in something. I just think that the stuff that they're not confident in doesn't affect them from making money or affect their daily life. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, because listen, Gary Vaynerchuk, let's just say he's not good at water polo. Well, does he really give a shit that he's not good at water polo? So I feel like he's found his lane. He's really good at what he does, and that just continuously feeds his, his, I don't want to say ego, but it feeds his confidence. Like, he's really good at that. So,
and he just stays away at what he's not good at because he doesn't need to be good at that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
hey,
actually.
Listen,
yeah.
if you said to me, hey, listen, Eric, here's a 55-year-old man with back pain. He wants a workout. I'd give him a quick assessment. I'd be 100% confident in doing it. If you said to me, Eric, you're going to go to the office today. You're going to sit down. You're going to crunch numbers for this, this, and this. I would look at you and laugh at you, walk out of the friggin' room.
Yep.
Because I'm not confident, I'm not good at it, but I don't need to be because that's not what I want to do. So I stay away from it.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Like if it doesn't affect your daily life and you don't need to be good at it for work or anything, then there's really no need to be good at it. But there are things that everybody isn't confident in doing.
Now let's talk about
one
more thing. I want to talk about one more thing before we wrap it up here. Now, there's some things that I want to get good at, and there's some things that you want to get good at. Like, you're talking about public speaking, this and that. And I'm just giving I'm giving myself advice when
By the way,
not,
listen,
What's that?
I was just going to say, like, really fast. Honestly, I'll throw it out there. I suck at public speaking. I suck. I get up there. Yes, I get nervous a little, okay? But the stuff that I am doing, I'm going to join the Toastmasters. I joined the Toastmasters. I'm starting this week.
That's awesome.
I'm going to be going to, what the hell's his name? I think I told you.
Yeah, they got the
oh my God, what's his name?
Seminar or whatever.
Thomas Plummer. I'm going to a Thomas Plummer speaking school. He's one of the best speakers in the world. You get up on stage, and you know what he does? He rips you the F apart. He made some girl cry, and she had to leave. She made some girl friggin' cry. He's like, look at you. Like, what's that dress you're wearing? Like, you can't, like, look at you. You're sweating. Your friggin' hair is all over the place. Would you go to, like, Salvation Army to get those clothes? Like, he rips you. Like, rips you. But I feel as though that's going to be huge because when are you ever going to get up on a stage and someone's just going to stand up and, I mean, maybe it'll happen, but I don't know if it ever has. It's very rare. When is someone just going to stand up and rip you? So I'm thinking, okay, and here's what I'm talking about. Perfect example where, like, I, like, try and put myself in positions where, like, people look at me, you know, and I'm awkward or something. Or so, like, I'm thinking about going to this thing, and I'm thinking about wearing just, like, a shirt and sandals and, like, sweatpants. So he just rips me a new one. Just so I can, like, experience that. You know what I'm saying? Just, like, you know, instead of, like, trying to dress nice and look good, I've been thinking about, should I just go there, look like an absolute moron? And, like, legitimately, maybe even absolutely on purpose, like, be a horrible speaker and just get bashed by him on purpose? I've been thinking about that. I don't know if I'm going to do it. I don't know. But, like, just so I can experience that, you know, and, you know, be able to kind of get through that.
And so, I want to say one more thing, too. So there's a couple things that I was thinking. Like, I was telling you, like, I want to try to learn, whether it be video editing or, you know, whatever. So there's a couple things that I feel like you can be uncomfortable and not be good at, but you're pursuing. Like, for you, public speaking. For me, it would be like that, you know, whatever, video editing and things like that. So it's okay to be. So you know, you may never want to be the best at water polo. You may never, you know, so like you don't tie your confidence to that because, you know, you just know you're not really passionate about that. But don't let you being not good at something, like for you, public speaking, like don't let that be. Try not to let that be tied towards your self-confidence. You know, like if you go and you absolutely fall on your face, and like for me, if I'm making a video and it is the worst video ever, don't tie that to my self-confidence, because you know what? They will get better, just like us, like the podcast. We can't worry about how amazing it is when you haven't even made a podcast. Now we've made a podcast. Now we've made 12 or we're going to be making 12 episodes. Do you think episode 12 or episode 100 is going to be better than episode number 1? For certain reasons, probably yes. You know, okay, we got
experience, repetition, going through it.
Correct.
All that stuff.
Yeah. So, you know, I think if it's a new thing that you're interested in and you're learning, don't tie your self-confidence to the outcomes of that, you know, just because you're not good at it. And I think that's a lot of times what you're talking about. Like, people will either criticize you or give you a hard time. Like, dude, if you come to me and say, I want to be a singer, like if you were to tell me that, Diddy, I'd be like, dude, that's awesome. Like, great, you know, have at it. Like, I would support you. And like, I feel like we all need to be around people that give us that support, you know. And obviously, you know, I want to be an axe murderer. No, Diddy, you're not gonna fucking kill people. You know, there's certain things where a friend might be like, dude, like, you're an idiot, like you're not doing that, you know. But for the most part, majority, I think you should be surrounded by people that give you a pat on the ass. You know what I mean? Be like, dude, you go for it. You know, don't be afraid to. If you fall on your face, you learn from it.
Well, you just got me thinking. Here's what people need to realize is when you first started out, you suck. You're not good. Face the facts. You are not good when you first start out. You are not good. Okay? Everybody thinks when they first start out, no, you're not pretty good. You're not good. And you have to face those facts. Okay? You just get better and better with repetition. So if everybody can just realize that, and starting out, they're not really as good as they think, and they can take the criticism and realize that they're going to get better and better and better with the repetition, then I think that would really help, you know? Because I think some people just think that, like, they expect to, like, be awesome at the beginning, but it's like you're just starting out. Like, you can't be awesome. It's not going to happen. Mm-hmm. Give it time, and it happens. And yeah, you know, some people, they start off and they are pretty good and they get better and better. But most people, you know, they start off, they're not really, 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 really good. It takes time, repetition. hours, to get good at something. And then it takes even more time, repetition, hours to get great at something. And then it takes even longer, I feel, to like master something. So I feel like a big thing is people just have to realize in starting out, like, you're really not that good. But you have to realize you will get better, you will get good, and if you keep at it, you will get great at it. Don't expect to be awesome when you first start out. Just be there
and own,
and
own that. Like, be like, I'm not good at. Like, own that. Be confident that you're not good, and that gives you confidence.
Dude, I suck at.
I like that.
I suck at public speaking. I suck at it.
Yeah.
I suck at public speaking. That is why I am doing these 2 courses, so I become okay at it. I suck right now. I need to get above sucking. You know what I'm saying?
You need to get to level 2. You're at level 1.
Nah, dude. I'm at level -10 right now. I'll be chasing 10 my whole life. Maybe we talk about that in another podcast. That's another spiel.
Yep.
I'm at 0. No, -10. I'm not even at 0 right now. All right. Well,
hey,
I think it's time.
Yeah.
I think it's time
we all know what time it is.
We wrap it up here. We do. A grinder of the week. So, actually, he's probably outside listening to this right now. I don't know if he is, but my grinder of the week is my cousin TJ. So, because we just moved into our new place it's been a week today.
Heck yeah.
Dude,
nice
let me
job.
tell you something. Yeah, it's been a week today. Let me tell you something. This kid, absolutely every single day, would be emailing me places. And I'd be like, yeah, that looks good. I was legitimately looking for, like, the best place I could possibly, live in. And he was constantly, like, sending me places. And I felt so bad. Because, like, I was like, yeah, the price, yeah, this, yeah. Dude, talk about not being, like, just talk about, like, not giving a flying fuck what somebody says. He just consistently sent me place after place after place after. And I'd be like, yeah, I don't like it because of this. Yeah, I don't like it because of that. And then we actually went to go see a place, right?
Yeah.
And we signed the lease. And then I was thinking, like, you want to know something? Like, it's too much money. I told him. And he didn't really get that frustrated. He's like, he didn't really get that frustrated. He's like, all right, we'll find another place. And we did. So, I mean, he's the grinder of the week, man. I'm just realizing that he put in a shit ton of work to actually get this done. And just like, whenever I said something, it was like, all right, find another place. It was pretty impressive.
Persistency. I love it.
Yeah, dude. Consistency, precision, just getting after it. So that's TJ, grinder of the week.
All right, shout out to CJ. I'm sure one of these times I'll meet him in the flesh.
Oh yeah.
But my grinder of the week is really, really easy based off of our conversation. My girl Han. My Han. No.
Hani babani fee fi for funny.
Dude, not much to say else other than the fact that she owns 3, very successful restaurants. I've ate at the restaurants. They're awesome. Sushi, whatever, hibachi, and she's inspired. Like, I don't know. I was inspired as hell. When you talk to those certain individuals and they just give you motivation, they inspire you, they make you want to, like we talked about in the beginning, they make you want to drive through a wall. Like, I wanted to come home, devour a book, like, get back on track. Like, those are the people that you want to surround yourself by. And so, my deepest sincere thank you to Han for just literally, like, just seeing something in me that, not that I didn't see in me. I'm confident. I feel like I've always, I've been capable and I have a high potential of, doing great things in this world. But sometimes we just get off track a little bit, so I know she works hard. I mean, in terms of grinding, but it was more like the conversation. It was more the motivation and the inspiration that was, the reasoning for me, picking her for grinder of the week. So shout out to Han, and can't wait to get you on the Journey for Greatness podcast.
Yeah. And we do this after everyone, guys, but just a big shout out to everybody that actually listens to these, actually hops on here. Again, whether it's for just a few minutes or, you listen to the whole thing, whatever, just the beginning, just the end, we really appreciate it. It means a lot to us that you take time out of your busy days and you give us the most valuable thing in your life, and that is your time to listen to this, because it's, as we've said on the podcast, it's just one of those things you can never get back. So we appreciate you guys listening. Thank you.
And obviously I love to say the same exact thing, Diddy. I mean, you obviously put it, not much else I can say other than the fact of just thanking everybody. And we're really building, I feel like we're building something really neat. Like, we're not trying to be somebody we're not trying to say we're entrepreneurs or we're the best podcasters or the public speakers of the next generation, but we're just being real with us, talking about our journey, and we hope that resonates with even just one person, and that's what I think we talked about. If we could inspire and motivate one person to take a different course of action tomorrow than they were today, I think that's, I think I can speak for you, Diddy. Like, that is my payout. Like, I really do. I feel amazing when I see a message that says, dude, like, listen to your podcast, saw your motivational Instagram post, like, that got me jacked up to pursue this, even though I know the odds are against me, dude. I know they're against me. Like, that gets me jacked up, and that's slowly becoming my why. I don't know. It's been a really cool thing for me to, over the course of this 3 months, just to document that and to really kind of come into why I'm doing this and what makes me feel good and what motivates me to keep going forward with this whole journey for greatness. So,
dude, watch out, baby. Kids, Y's coming. It's coming. I feel like it's very close. I feel like
it's there.
Soon.
It is. It really is, dude.
Very soon, man. That's freaking awesome. I'm excited for that. I like that. I like that. That's awesome.
Yep. So, all right, man. Well, it was a great chat today. I really enjoyed it.
As always. And, until next Saturday, guys, have a great week, and we'll be back on next Saturday.
Get after it. Get after it.
All right, take care. Yeah.
All right. See you, Diddy.
Bye-bye.
Bye.